Dude, so you know how humans are inherently selfish? So it's like right now we live in a plutocracy where people with money and, well, military power drive the system. But in a representative democracy, you can actually have like the people driving the system. So I agree that democracy and economic socialism is way better than plutocracy because, like, well, we can see our plutocracy collapsing around us right now. But people are inherently selfish. So I'm thinking the problem with um, all these war criminals and exploitative capitalists in power, not that capitalism is bad, is that there's so little accountability. There's no one to hold them accountable except the voter base. And that's why the deep state is a dumb idea, because you don't elect the deep state. So I think the positions of power should be electable, so that people can hold the people in so that citizens can hold the people in power accountable. But then, on the flip side, the weakness of democracy is most people are uninformed. Like, the average citizen doesn't have time to thoroughly research every single important issue. So if you had a referendum to, like, do this or do that, sometimes you you don't it doesn't the math doesn't add up, right? You can't have 0% taxes but better roads and bridges. Um, Obviously, it would probably be like democracy would probably be an improvement over plutocracy, because instead of all the money going to the military, or instead of half the money going to the military, you would be able to spend some on education and infrastructure, or social programs. But um, you'd probably still have nationalistic exploitation of foreign countries through, a graduate here might be paid $20-$30 an hour, whereas in Vietnam, maybe a graduate from college would be paid 50 cents or $1.50 an hour. Um, that's that's a big discrepancy, and so with obviously, the majority of voters are not above exploiting other countries, because we don't buy fair trade food, we don't buy fair trade products, and majority of voters are not above exploiting animals and abusing animals or paying people to do so, because many of us are not above torturing animals for a little bit of yummy, yummy, delicious palate. How do you pronounce that? The palette, not painting, but like your tastes for food. So I think the solution is, in a democracy, hold the voters accountable. So I don't know, it's just a good idea, right? Voters should be accountable for exploitation that they endorse. Just like politicians should be accountable for exploitation that they endorse. Um, so, in a democracy, who holds the voters accountable? It, I don't know, but it's a really good question, I think.